Have you ever stopped to think about why some people manage to escape poverty and achieve wealth in a short space of time, while others seem to remain stagnant, even with a lot of effort? The answer is not in external factors like luck or privilege. It is in the mentality, choices, and attitudes that each person takes throughout their lives. If you feel like you're stuck in a never-ending financial cycle, it's time for a change. And best of all, you can start now with simple actions that will transform the way you see money and, consequently, your life. In this video, we will explore the fundamental steps that can take you out of poverty and start achieving wealth in a concrete way. Let's talk about the mindset that separates the rich from the poor, how personal responsibility and consistent action are crucial to success, and how you can use giving and the power of generosity to attract even more prosperity. If you are ready to change your financial reality and achieve success, this is the time. Keep watching and discover how to take the first step towards your financial transformation. Money is one of the most powerful tools we have at our disposal, but contrary to what many think, it is neither good nor bad in itself. He simply follows rules. It doesn't matter if you are rich or poor, tall or short, from one culture or another. Money reacts neutrally to your habits and decisions. For it to multiply in your life, you need to understand the rules that govern this game. This means that if you know how to use it, it can work in your favor, but if you don't, it can even be your enemy. As much as society often teaches us to view money with suspicion or as something difficult to achieve, it is an energy that flows according to what we do and how we think about it. The rules of money are clear, and anyone who knows them knows exactly how to make this flow work in their favor. For example, investing wisely, controlling your expenses, and, of course, cultivating a prosperity mindset are attitudes that ensure that you approach wealth in a solid and lasting way. Many people, throughout their lives, fall into the trap of believing that money is something beyond their control. They consider themselves victims of circumstances, luck, or external factors. The truth is, by learning and applying the rules of money, you can change your financial reality quickly and effectively. The key is in the action. And when you decide to act, regardless of the difficulties or limitations you may face, money begins to respond positively. So, stop looking at money as a villain or something unattainable. It is just a tool, a direct consequence of your choices and actions. No matter your background or current situation, the path to wealth is available to everyone. The secret is understanding how to make money work for you and not against you. When you understand this, it is as if you have opened a door to a world of infinite possibilities. When we talk about success, often the first idea that comes to mind is that it is something achieved by luck or destiny. However, the truth is quite different. Success is not a matter of chance, but of choices. The difference between the rich and the poor is not just in their circumstances, but in the decisions each person makes. While the rich follow the rules of money, understanding how it works and what needs to be done to multiply it, the poor often ignore these rules and fail to act correctly. The rich are not smarter or more privileged than the poor. The big difference is in the mentality. They know that to achieve success, you need to educate yourself about the rules of money and adopt healthy financial habits. They make conscious choices to invest in their personal and professional growth, and this is what leads them to a life of wealth and prosperity. Success, for them, is a direct reflection of their daily choices and the way they deal with money. On the other hand, many people living in poverty end up not knowing how to use the opportunities they have in front of them. They fail to understand the laws of money and end up falling into the cycle of scarcity. For example, instead of investing in knowledge or businesses that can generate more money, they prefer to spend on immediate and superficial things. This creates a short-term mentality that prevents them from achieving success in a consistent and lasting way. To get out of this trap, you need to start making different choices. There is no point in waiting for success to come from outside or for circumstances to change on their own. You have the power to decide now. Change your habits and understand how money works. Opportunities are out there, and they are for everyone, but only those who make wise and constant choices can make the most of them. When we talk about money, it's not just about how much you have in the bank. but about the mindset with which you handle it. The way you think about money can be the key to your prosperity or financial stagnation. Mindset is the starting point for any significant change in your life, especially when it comes to achieving wealth. While the rich have an abundance mindset, believing that money is a tool that can be used to create more opportunities, the poor often have a scarcity mindset, where money is seen as something limited, something that needs to be hoarded and saved for fear of losing it. This scarcity mentality leads to behaviors that end up perpetuating poverty. The fear of losing what little you have prevents many people from investing in themselves, in new businesses, or in opportunities that could change their lives. Those with an abundance mindset see money as a means of creating more value, not only for themselves, but also for others. They are not afraid to take risks and fail along the way, but they learn from their mistakes and keep moving forward. To change your mindset and, consequently, your financial situation, you need to reprogram your mind. This can be done by reading books that address the importance of a growth mindset, such as The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg or Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. These books help us understand how habits and thoughts shape our financial reality and how we can change this pattern. By understanding that wealth begins within us, in our way of thinking, you begin to attract opportunities that were previously beyond your reach. Therefore, the mentality of those who achieve financial success is fundamental for those who want to achieve wealth. Wealth starts with the right perspective. If you want to change your financial life, you need to start thinking like a rich person. Change starts within you, and from there, the universe begins to respond to your new beliefs and attitudes towards money. There's no point in just planning the future or thinking about how everything could be better. Real success comes from action. Many dream of wealth and success, but few are willing to take the necessary steps to achieve these goals. The secret is to act, and act consistently. Of course, planning is important, but without action, it is just a vague idea. Successful people don't wait for ideal conditions or perfect opportunities. They simply start and adjust course as they go. Taking action does not mean being impulsive or acting without reflection. It means taking the first step, even when the path is not completely clear. Every action you take towards your goal, no matter how small, is a stepping stone to success. You may not know exactly where you're going, but the important thing is to start and learn along the way. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, as mistakes are just feedback to adjust your strategy. The most important thing is to continue acting, persist, and not give up. A practical example of this could be starting to invest in your education. Instead of waiting for the perfect moment, start now. Sign up for a course, read a book about finance, or start learning something new. You don't need to know everything in advance. Just take one step. The knowledge gained along this journey, combined with your actions, will open doors that previously seemed impossible to reach. With each mistake, you become smarter and more capable of making better decisions in the future. So remember, action is the key to transformation. Don't wait for the right moment, because it never comes. The only thing that really matters is what you do today. If you start now, even with one simple step, you will be much closer to success than someone who waits for the perfect scenario. Taking full responsibility for your life is one of the most freeing steps you can take. The idea that we are victims of circumstances is a limiting mindset that prevents many people from achieving success. When you understand that you are 100% responsible for your financial state, your health, your relationships, and your overall success, you begin to take full control of your life. This means stopping blaming external factors or other people for your difficulties. The power is in your hands, and it's up to you to decide what to do with it. People often look at their lack of money or the obstacles they face as a reflection of fate. The truth is, even in difficult situations, you have the ability to change your reality. What defines your success is not external conditions, but what you do in the face of them. If you are dissatisfied with your financial situation, for example, it's time to stop waiting for something or someone to change it for you. You have the tools and the power to transform your life. Just take responsibility and take the reins. For example, if you are unhappy with your job or lack of opportunities, instead of complaining, look for ways to improve your skills, increase your knowledge, and expand your options. Don't wait for the right chance or for things to get better on their own. True change happens when you commit to your own evolution and decide to act without excuses or justifications. That's what true responsibility means, doing what's necessary, even when conditions aren't ideal. When you adopt a stance of total responsibility, you unlock the potential for growth in all areas of your life. You no longer depend on luck or external factors to succeed. Instead, you realize that you have complete control over your path, and that if you want to change something, you just have to make the right decision and act. And so, success begins to be a natural consequence of your dedication and perseverance. It may seem strange at first glance, but generosity has the power to increase your wealth. Money, by itself, is just a tool, but it amplifies the qualities that already exist in you. If you are a selfish person, money can reinforce this behavior. However, when you practice giving and share your money, knowledge, or time with others, you activate positive energy that attracts more prosperity into your life. This doesn't just mean giving money. It could be helping someone with advice, time, or even a kind gesture. The key is to give without expecting anything in return. Many people think that in order to be financially successful, they need to accumulate everything for themselves. They forget that true abundance comes from flow. Money is an energy that needs to circulate, just like love and kindness. When you give, you not only help others, but you create a cycle of positivity that often comes back to you multiplied. This is not just a question of faith or spirituality, but of mentality and behavior. When you adopt this stance, you are aligning your actions with the laws of abundance and success. The practice of donating can be simple and starts with small gestures, such as helping a friend in difficulty or investing part of your time in causes that believe in collective well-being. A practical example is to allocate part of your earnings to charities or even to those around you who you see in need. When you do this, you send a signal to the universe that you are ready to receive more because you are willing to share what you have. This creates an energy of abundance that, paradoxically, brings more prosperity into your life. If you want to see a difference in your financial life and your mindset, start practicing giving. Not just because you expect something in return, but because you understand that giving creates a continuous flow cycle. Over time, you will see how this practice can not only enrich the life of the recipient, but also bring wealth and unexpected opportunities to you. Money, like happiness, is multiplied when shared. Have you ever heard the famous phrase, "Tell me who you hang out with, and I'll tell you who you are"? It is truly applicable when it comes to achieving financial and personal success. The people you choose to interact with have a profound impact on your mindset and, consequently, your future. If you want to be successful, it is essential to surround yourself with people who have a rich mindset. That is, people who understand and apply the rules of money, who constantly seek to grow and who are willing to help each other. This creates an environment where success is encouraged and, best of all, becomes a natural consequence. On the other hand, being surrounded by people with a scarcity and lack mentality can be detrimental to your growth. If you live with people who constantly talk about difficulties, limitations, and how difficult life is, you may begin to internalize these same thoughts. The environment around you has the power to shape your worldview and attitudes. This doesn't mean you should abandon your friends or family, but it does mean you need to carefully choose who you share your goals and aspirations with. Find those who will challenge you, who will encourage you to be better and strive for more. A practical way to apply this is to join groups, workshops, or even follow mentors who have what you want to achieve. Learn from them, absorb their successful habits and attitudes, and start applying this to your own life. Whether in discussion groups, in a community of entrepreneurs, or at networking events, being around people with a success mindset will make you see the possibilities rather than the limitations. It is a real accelerator for your own growth. In short, who you have around you directly influences your growth. If you want to grow financially, mentally, and emotionally, you need to be around people who share the same mindset. When you surround yourself with success, you inevitably begin to think and act more prosperously, creating an energy of abundance that will help you achieve your goals more easily. Now that you've learned the main steps to escape poverty and achieve wealth, it's time to reflect. What are you going to do with everything you've learned? Financial success does not happen by luck. It is built on choices, consistent actions, and a growth mindset. What you do today, the way you think about money, and the actions you take will shape your life tomorrow. So, ask yourself, am I ready to change my habits and invest in my personal growth? If the answer is yes, take the first step now and don't wait any longer. True transformation happens when you put into practice what you've learned and surround yourself with people who share the same success mindset. It's time to take control of your financial life and start applying the rules of money in a conscious and determined way. If you commit to this change, success will follow naturally. If you like this content, subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to continue receiving more valuable tips on how to transform your life. Don't miss the chance to continue your journey of growth and prosperity. The future is in your hands.